But my question is this: what in the hell are these guys paying for? That's my question.
So if you go out on a date for $400, what he's asking the girl, what are these guys paying for? I think that's the wrong person to ask that question to. And these are sizable books. They're minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author, and those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that. Hey, this is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Simp behavior. You keep going on $400 per plate per date. Whose fault? Mine? It's not mine. I know that for sure, right? Whose fault is this? Let's talk about this really quickly, right? So, quick story. Yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I was on a platform, on Clubhouse, right? In a room that I parade, I just go in and out of it, those are my boys, alpha male mentality, right? And we were there, and they kept going in on the ladies, abusive behavior, abusing these ladies verbally, right? But they abuse, to be fair, they abuse each other. The women abuse the men abuse the ladies, okay? It's a bunch of young men. I can't really judge them too much. Plus, I'm not really their father. They could do whatever the fuck they want to do, as long as they're willing to swallow the result of that, right? So that's that. Whatever, it's whatever, right? So, but I was listening to them as usual. I just keep listening. I get some insight. Some of the material I bring here, I get it just from listening to them. Some of the 100 game 100 for men that you see on the homepage of this platform is just from listening to them. I was able to create a 100 videos game to give away game to young men of these days, right? And you can see that in the homepage of this platform, right, of this channel. So anyway, I came in on them. I said, hey, shut the fuck up for a second. Your problem is that you keep putting so much energy in holding other human beings accountable, but you are the biggest simp there is, right? The reason why you're angry is because you're a simp. That's it, okay? Yeah, you could come back with all that $200 to $400 per plate issues and stories. Yes, they're real, okay? And there are entitled women out here. Yes. Are you happy now? Yes, that's a fact, okay? However, I think you're creating them, okay? I think it's the simp behavior that's creating them. And then one of them, shout out to 2020, came at me and said, hey, Ola, are you a simp? I was like, not in that context, because sometimes I joke around. People want to call me a simp because I know how to have a conversation with a woman, right? And everyone else struggle with it. That's not my fault. That's your fault, right? And so anytime they see that I'm able to have conversation with literally any woman, literally I can get any woman to submit at least in the moment to whatever I'm trying to say, right? Including long-term relationship. I've done it successfully. I'm still doing it successfully by the grace of God, right? So, and he goes, yeah, but Ola, you're saying that's the problem. I said the problem is a simp behavior. He said, no, there's multiple problems. I said, no, there's no such thing as multiple problems. If you're trying to solve the problem, unless you just want to hang around and just talk just for the sake of drama and entertainment. Shout out to Nate Dilly. He was asking a question on another platform that are people just doing this for drama or entertainment. I'm convinced people just want to, we call it both bars, right? They just want to do for drama and entertainment, but it's actually going to hurt them because it's really truly them. Like, people want to cap sometimes. This is just the internet. No, it's bullshit. That's really you. If you find yourself coming online every day, even if you're right and you're telling the truth, and you find yourself basically speaking ill of the ladies, right? If you find yourself doing this every day, there is a problem there. It will come out later. It's gonna bite you in the butt really badly, because I know for a fact you're a lover boy. I know for a fact that you're a simp. You're the biggest simp of all, because basically all of this behavior is coming out of entitlement and expectations of women. That's it. It's because you felt like, I love women in a certain way, I'm entitled and I expect them to love me back as equal because I'm looking for fair, right? And that's not how this shit works. It just doesn't work like that. You're gonna get the shorter portion of the equation if you keep moving that way. Okay, you're actually selling yourself short by trying to play fair with the women. Women will multiply everything you give them, so it's gonna be unfair already by default, meaning you're gonna get a lot more than you actually give, because by nature the feminine energy will receive and multiply. But because you're so stuck on fair and unfair, you're shortchanging yourself. You're selling yourself short, essentially, right? So they're playing this game, right? And they go, yeah, but who has all this money to be spending $200 per plate, $400 per plate? And they're talking about this kind of girl right here. You see this chick right here. Shout out to Oshay Jackson. I was just watching this video, and there's a couple of places that I want to point out in the video. Let me just make sure that I get that right. There's a couple of marks there that I'm gonna tackle. So let's play this, and then I'm gonna talk about it really quickly, right? So there's a lady here that's clearly entitled, but she's entitled for a reason, because you've spoiled them, you've enabled this behavior, right? That's one way to look at it. The way I like to look at it is like, hey, she has the right to feel entitled to whatever, just like I give you the right. For the most part, I give you the right. I come, like this room I'm talking about on Clubhouse, I come in, like they could be running the room for 7 days. I'll come in for 10 minutes and rant and then leave or hang around, just listen, right? So I let people be entitled to whatever they want to be entitled to. The result will speak for itself. The women settle all the time for less than what they run their mouth to claim that they want, or they can't settle. Like I want 6-figure bullshit. They may say it, but they settle all the time for less. Okay. They not, and I'm not talking about they wait until after the war before they settle. I'm talking about they settle for less, a whole lot, like a lot. Like they could say that right now, and then the next month they're getting married to a guy because they fell in love, they settled, and in their mind they don't feel like they settled. Okay, we're just talking about the numbers part of it. Like this guy is short, is not making 6 figures, and he doesn't have 6 packs. But he managed to penetrate that woman physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because he knew something. He knew how to get her to submit. And this is the hardest part about this conversation, right? So anyway, this woman says a man should bring $200 to $400 on a date. And Oshay Jackson had some things to say. He had questions to ask, and I have answers for those questions. Plus, I'm going to add on to it. Let me play real quickly.
Get it. But my question is this. What in the hell are these guys paying for? That's my question.
So, if you go out on a date for $400, what he's asking the girl, what are these guys paying for? I think that's the wrong person to ask that question to. I think we should ask the guys, what are you paying for? When you take a girl out on a date for $400, what are you paying for, right? So there are multiple ways to look at this right now. You could be paying for affection. That's a simp behavior, meaning you expect her to give you affection, to reciprocate with affection, okay? That's simp behavior, because you're only going to resent her if she decides that she's not feeling your vibe. You're going to become a Tommy Sotomayor, right? Well, yeah, that happened between Shay Means and Tommy Sotomayor, right? She felt the vibe was off, and even though he already flew her out, he had to flew her back to where she came from, and he got none. And then you come back to a podcast and then you start bashing black women. That's simp behavior. It's the entitlement, it's the expectation. You're paying for affection and love. There's nothing wrong with that, until you have expectations and you feel entitled to that woman, right? And if you know that it's not working out for you, why don't you adjust the way you move? Why don't you manage your resources? So again, as usual, I'm supposed to hold women accountable for this. No, but you're the one that's perpetuating this behavior. This is simp behavior. It is what it is. So instead of me asking this lady, what are they paying for? She's a woman. She doesn't know what the fuck they're paying for. If she feels right, at the end of the day, she might give some up. If she doesn't, she's going to kick you to the curb. Most of the time, she's probably going to kick you to the curb because, again, she can smell your simp weak vibe. Right? So should you spend $200, $400 on the plate? Yes, sure, if you can afford it. Only if you can afford it and you're doing it for you. This is just a place where you won't hang out anyway. And you're bringing a nice young lady along with you. And if she wants to hang out with you for the rest of the night, she gets to decide that. And she doesn't, it's not a big deal for you because you go to that kind of spot anyway. And you can afford it. And you are, as a man, actively managing your resources. So I think that question should go to, this is the second question that you asked. Let me find this.
That $4 dealing with somebody else. Why you? What is it about you that requires somebody to spend $100 on the date?
But again, this question should go to the gentleman. What is it about this girl that you are willing to spend $400 on a date? Oh, you're just for her? That's where you fucked up. This should have been something you can afford anyway. This is how you treat yourself, and you're just bringing her along. And you should be managing your own resources as you're doing that. And if you're not doing that, whose fault is it? Mine? Nah, that's simple behavior. I don't think it's a matter of fault. You probably don't know any better, but that's on you, bruh. That's on you. And the problem is that people come into this space and act like they don't do this. You do it. That's why you're still mad. Listen, if you're not mad, you're not really hungry, you're not angry, you're not hurt, you need to tell your face. You need to tell your mannerism. You need to tell your animation, because everything is telling us you're angry. Everything. That's why you see the ladies or other people, quote unquote, the simps, the fake simps. You call us the fake simps, right? That's why they question you a while. Why are you hurt? Who hurt you? That's why you get that question. What are your thoughts? I want to know what you think about this, right? $200 to $400 per plate. I think the responsibility goes back on you as a man. You need to learn how to manage your resources, and you shouldn't spend that money if you don't spend it on a normal day, right? But what are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts. Thank you.